Welcome to the Suddenly Marriage Podcast with Ray and Natasha Watson, where we help couples navigate the joys and challenges of their suddenly supernatural marriage.
Our marriage story is quite unique. We met, got engaged, and married all within 4 months. It was a suddenly God-ordained marriage, but of course, we've had our share of challenges. Join us for a candid conversation rooted in the Word of God that will help you build a stronger marriage bond.
Yeah, and before we kick off this week's episode, we want to shout out our sponsor, Elohai International Publishing and Media. If you've been wanting to write and publish a book and need help mastering your message and sharing your story, contact us at ElohaiPublishing.com. That's ELOHAI Publishing.com. All right, let's get into this week's episode. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Suddenly Marriage Podcast.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ray J. Y'all see my wife on today? Look at her. Looks so good right now. Look at her. She's so beautiful. What you want to do? Okay. Thank you for all of the flattery. I appreciate that. No problem. How you doing, babe?
I'm good. How are you?
I can't complain. God is
had a
good
day?
It was a great day.
I haven't seen you much.
Yes, I was, doing my little boxing lesson.
Your little boxing lesson?
Yeah, my little boxing lesson. Then I slept pretty much the whole day, and I'm excited for this podcast because we have some special guests today.
We do have special guests, you all. These are our friends, Ashley and Dami. We are excited for them to be here.
Yes, this is a beautiful couple, and they have an amazing love story.
Yep.
So I can't wait to hear from them.
Yeah, so basically, y'all, today, this episode is going to inspire your faith. It's going to make you be like, oh. And for those of you who maybe are still expecting and believing God to send your partner in life, this one's going to give you hope. It's another suddenly marriage story.
It is, and they have a beautiful story. I just can't wait to hear from them.
Me neither. Listen, before we bring them on, let me tell you guys. So when I first met Ray and I came to Houston that weekend, one of the things that we did was we visited Ashley and Dami, and they shared their love story with us. And I was like, wow, this was a suddenly marriage. And this is before we were we were engaged. We had just got engaged. And of course, we weren't married yet, but just meeting them and seeing their life, years down the road, just really inspired me. So we pray that it also inspires you.
Yes, and so we can't wait. They're just a lovely couple.
They are.
I've known them for over 5 years, and so I just can't wait for them to impart the story to the listeners on today.
Yeah, so let's hear from them. We're gonna bring them on right now. Hey guys.
Hi guys.
Hey. God bless you.
Thanks for being here. So introduce yourself, your full government names. No, you don't have to tell us your government names. So tell our listeners who you are and where you are.
You want to go ahead? Okay. All right.
Go ahead.
Okay. My name is Damilare Adelaja, and this is my beautiful wife. Tell them your name, baby.
Ashley Adelaja.
And we've been married for, I believe, almost 10 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
How many children you have?
Oh, we're blessed with 3.
We have 3.
3 beautiful kids, yes.
Yes, those 3 beautiful kids are our godchildren.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Okay, so talk to us about your story. How did you all meet? And we hear an accent. So where are you from?
Well, I'm originally from West Africa, Nigeria, and my wife is from here.
I'm from Port Arthur, Texas, and born and raised in Texas.
Okay.
We met. It was kind of supernatural how we met because I remember I met my husband online.
Black people meet,
and
right?
It was
what site?
It met on Black people meet.
Blackpeoplemeet.com. Okay.
And my husband, he messaged me on Black People Meet, and I told him, I said, listen, all the people here online are crazy, but here's my number. If you want to call me, I will be disconnecting my account.
Wow.
And so he called me back And
and that was like I believe my first day joining the site. I think it was my first day or second day. I was never active because I think it wasn't my first. It was like my second or third day joining the site. But I can remember like after like a day or a whole day, I just shut it down and I went back when I met my wife. So I was telling my wife, I said, after she told me all the people on here are crazy, and I emailed her, I said, I think we.
Uh-oh. Can you all hear us? You're frozen on our end.
You're frozen.
Okay. Can you hear us?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so you froze for a second there, but you said you told your wife what now? Oh no. Okay, so we're having some technical difficulties, everybody, but hang on, we're gonna bring them right back in. Let's see.
Is it our network? Is it from here? Is it my network?
I'm not sure, but we can hear you fine right now.
Oh, okay. So I was saying, my wife, she mentions that when we met, she wrote me because I said hi to her, and she wrote me that she was getting off the website because she believed everybody on the website are crazy. But I said I felt the same way too with the way she was feeling. I've been on the website for like I think maybe 3 days or so. And I've spoken with different kind of people. I think different, young ladies. So, but their thinking, their reasoning, and their ways of life is totally different from my ways, and the way I see life. So, I saw this is it. When I messaged my wife on the website, I only saw from right here. So I didn't really see down, and so that was like, and she looks very innocent. I was like, she looked like a Christian. I was like, you know what? Let me just say hi to her, and that was how it is. I just typed, I said hi, and she messaged me back, and that's how we just clicked.
So Ashley, what made you message him back? What did you see? Did you like what you saw, or
it was a charm. Oh.
Well, what happened was when I gave him my number and he called me back. I remember you called me.
She said, why did you message me back?
Yeah, why did you give him your number?
Because he seemed pretty interesting. The only thing was his photo. He took a picture like with his photo all the way up. I was like, what is this guy?
I had to show them guns.
So, and I remember like the first time that we Skyped, I thought he was the most handsome man in the world. I was like, he had on a blue shirt and he was
Oh,
relaxing.
really? You still remember that, baby?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I thought you were the most handsome man. And the first thing he told me was whenever like he saw me through Skype was he's like, oh, you're beautiful. And I was like, wow, you're pretty handsome too.
Yeah, we just exchanged a lot of compliments.
We were just staring at each other. Compliments.
Because I was able to see her, and I was like, yeah, okay.
and then he, you were here for university and stuff like that. Right. It was crazy because I had taught at college, and so I was like, wow. I was like, have you, done all?
Yeah, and she was able to put me through, everything that I had to do for my university and everything. It was a wonderful experience, just knowing each other.
So where were you living at the time? Where were you both living at the time?
So I was in Maryland. I was living, I think I was in Glendale, Maryland. I was living in Glendale, Maryland, and she was down here in Texas. Yes. So yeah.
I was in Houston. I was in Houston. And we just Skyped every day. And then eventually he came to see me, Yeah. I remember you flew in from Bush Intercontinental.
Right.
And I was so nervous.
Go ahead. Sorry. I was going to ask you, how long was it that you visited her until when you first met? How long?
Oh, it was like a week. It was like a week or 2 weeks. It wasn't long. No. Yeah. Because see, this is how it is. So when we clicked, our conversation and everything about my wife and I clicked at that moment. Like it was like, I'll say love. Because we didn't really see each other, but I'll say love on internet.
Mm-hmm.
So it was love on internet. So
and
I was just
Skype, so I still could see
so
you.
Then there was no, not too much of FaceTiming. It was mostly Skype. Everybody Skype. So we like Skype all the time. We pray together on Skype. We do everything, and she was eager. I know for sure I was eager to see her. I couldn't wait to see her. I really wanted to see her.
So we met in like July, so July of 2013.
Mm-hmm.
And you came to see me in Houston. And he spent a whole week.
Yeah, I did.
In Houston, and we went everywhere. I kind of showed him everything.
So I was,
around.
And this is the crazy part of it. I was shopping. So when I wouldn't say I was invited. I really wanted to because I was really drawn to my wife at that point. I was really, really drawn to her, and I just wanted to meet her. I want to just be around her. I want to just know I have a feeling, but at that point I wasn't sure if it was just any kind of feeling. I want to make sure that she was the right person for me. I want to make sure that we have beside us talking online and and all that we have something in common. So I was I came down and I was telling her when I was planning to come. So I guess my ticket was like $300 because it was impromptu. It was like $250, $300, something like that.
Like 200.
Yeah. So I bought the ticket and she was telling me, no, don't buy it. Why would you pay so much for ticket? I think that time you can still get a ticket for like $75, $80. So she was like, why would I pay so much for for a ticket that I should wait? I said, no, I just want to come over. And I was telling her that I was searching for an hotel very close to her. And she was like, you think I'm going to let you stay in an hotel? I was like,
I let him stay with me.
And we stayed together.
And
it was crazy. We didn't know each other. That's how crazy it was. We didn't know each other. She didn't know if I was a serial killer. She didn't know if she didn't know me.
But I've been talking to you to know you were that
baby. Yeah, but we've not been talking for too long, maybe like 2 weeks. But we talk all the time. And most of the time we get on the phone, like we talk for like maybe 3 hours on the phone. I'll be driving, I'll be talking to her. She'll be in class, she'll be teaching, and she'll be on the phone. But we'll be talking, and we talk. We just click. The connection was there. It was there.
But I had fun that week. We went go-kart. I think we just showed you around the city. You really liked Houston. It was really hot.
Indeed, it was really hot. And I loved it because I'm from Africa. So I just click. I love Houston.
Houston was hot. Then that particular summer. And it was a very, very fun week.
It was
very,
beautiful.
Very fun week.
I enjoyed myself. I think it was in that same week I met Pastor. That was the same week I met Pastor Ray.
And then Ray.
Oh yeah, that was the same week. I think it was like the 2 days. The second day being there, or the third day, that's when I met Pastor. Was like, my wife was like, hey, you know what, Dami? She called me Dami then. She said, hey, Dami, I want you to meet someone. It is like you. Like, you guys are like twins. You guys dress the same way. And when Pastor came in, Pastor was wearing like, remember, I was wearing the blue jeans, and it was blue tight jeans, skinny jeans. The same way I wear my skinny jeans. And I was like, man of God, and that was it. That's how we became buddies.
The week that he actually, that week, first of all, it went by so fast, like it just flew by. And I really wanted him to stay, but he had to go back. So I left a letter in his bag before he was going.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
And I said, please come back.
And I did. I didn't even see the letter. Yeah, I didn't see it until later.
So he got in Maryland.
Until I got to Maryland, like maybe like 2 or 3 days after that was when I saw the letter. But I already made up my mind that I was coming. I already did. I made up my mind, and I just moved down here. But the good thing, I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off. Another thing was, we stayed together for a week and we never had sex. Like throughout that time, our courtship, we never had sex. I think the most we did was kiss each other, and she was giving me a born again kind of kissing. Like.
I just love y'all too. Okay, so you go back home to Maryland, and now you're by yourself in Maryland. Ashley, you're in Houston. So what happens next?
So between us, now within that week span, I introduced him to my mom and my grandmother and my aunties and my sisters, and they absolutely loved him.
Yeah, everybody loved him.
They thought he was just awesome.
Everyone loved me.
But so we to ourselves, we didn't tell anybody that we were planning for him to come back. I think, was it a week or two you came back?
It was after a week I came back.
Yeah. He came back for good.
So mind you, we got engaged within 3 weeks of knowing each other.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am. We got engaged within 3 weeks of knowing each other, and we just couldn't wait. When
you came back to Houston, that's when we got married that September. So it was literally July, August, September.
Yes, that was like 3 months. It was like 2. So that means we only dated for like
2 months.
A month and a month. No, we only dated for like 2 months.
2 months because our anniversary is September the 1st.
So we did it for 2. We were engaged. The first 3 weeks we met. It was good.
So engaged in 3 weeks, married in 3 months.
In 3 months, It wasn't even up to 3 months.
It wasn't 3 months.
It wasn't even 3 months.
It was like we met in July, August, and then September the 1st we got married.
Yes. I've heard.
We beat you guys.
Yes. Did you? I want to know anybody that got married more. I would like to meet a couple that got married more quicker than we did. That'd be awesome.
It was really quick.
That was quick. And at that point, we started planning the wedding for the rest of the family. Yeah,
we did a small wedding, and we had a big wedding where we had family from Nigeria came over, and it was beautiful.
And Pastor was there.
Yeah, Pastor officiated the wedding. Yeah, he was there. He was the MC. He was the everything. I love you, man of God. I love you.
Let's just say it was a crazy day.
It was everything. It was the event planner. He was the everything. He was the MC. He officiated the wedding. It was everything. Like it was everywhere. He was everywhere.
Oh wow. Okay.
I love you, man of God. Thank you.
To talk about the proposal, like when you proposed, Ashley, how do you feel?
Well, what was it? Set the scene.
Yeah, set the scene
for us for the proposal.
It was at my house. It was in Houston, and he got on one knee and he proposed. I was actually shocked because I didn't think he was serious. I was like, "Really? You really do want to marry me?" And I was like, "Yeah." And it was kind of like shocking, because I didn't think that he would want to marry me this quickly because of his culture.
Yeah.
And when he, I think, did you tell? You told.
I told my told
his dad.
I told my dad, my mom.
Yeah.
And my mom was not really. My mom didn't really support it because I came to America for my for my second degree. So my mom was like, "No, you're supposed to go to school, not get married." And my dad was like, "Hey, he's old." my dad was like, "How old were you when you had him?"
my mother-in-law told me the story of when she found out that daddy had a picture. He was like. And he gave it to my mother-in-law, said, "Come see my wife here, my wife from America." And mommy was like, "Yo, what?" Mommy was surprised, but yeah, it was good. Wow. It was good. And my mom and my grandmother and all my family, they all supported. They all supported. Mm-hmm. They all supported.
Because when we got engaged, we actually went over there. And, we did. They all supported us.
They did.
They loved it. They were happy for her. They were really happy for her.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, when they saw me, they were like, "Oh."
You ever meet one of those families that think that their son-in-law is the perfect angel and does nothing wrong? Yeah, that's my family.
I have beautiful ones. They
my
love me unconditionally.
My mother think he is the perfect angel.
Yeah. Every one of the family, they love me so much, and I love them too. I really do love them. Yeah, I think they love me the way they do because they see the way I treat their sister and their daughter. They see how I treat her. They see how I take care of her, even though she still pick up my stuff from the floor and we argue about it all the time. But that's just that's the fun of being married. But I've
learned a lot from marriage with that one. Just to leave it there.
Okay, I need to know.
So, what would you say are some of your joys of marriage? So, what are some good things that are happening in your marriage?
The good thing is, I want to say one of the best things that really came out this year was communication. I think it's really important that all couples be able to communicate. Without communication, I don't think that it's possible for the marriage to work.
Right. And, besides communication in any organization, even before we put marriage or relationship into perspective, in anything, I believe the most important factor is communication. And I could imagine, no, not even imagine. I can, I can see my wife and I a long time ago not having a good conversation because
I'll be saying one thing, you be saying something else.
This is how it is. Our communication skills was different because I'm from West Africa. The way I was raised was when I talk, you shut up. You understand? And it was a cultural shock for me because I cannot tell her to shut up, and she would look at me like, "What you talking to?" And again, my wife is an ordained minister. I respect my wife being an ordained minister. I love her. I respect her. But when it comes to my culture, I held my culture very strong. I was grown by the time I came to America. I didn't adapt to the culture until later on. Okay, because every of my life was lived in Africa. Everything I did was in Africa. You understand? And so from my part, what we do is we wake up in the morning. When you wake up in the morning, you get up from the bed. And when you get up from the bed, you go take a shower, you brush your teeth, you put on your clothes, you leave your dirty clothes, you leave it in wherever you took a shower, you leave it there. And by the time you get back home at night, your clothes already folded. That's your night's clothes already folded on the bed. Your food is already served on the table. So what I'm trying to say is just the cultural difference. Your food is already on the table. And what you did is you come in, wash your hands, okay? Go on the table, eat before you communicate with anyone in the house. You understand? So that's how I was raised. Even me being a son growing up, my mom treated me like that. We had about 4 maids. So because it was too much for her to handle. So we everything was there. You understand? So when I got married, it was a change. I still do the same thing. I just changed a little bit because I felt like I can't put all the pressure on her, but I would say the first, second, third years of our marriage, I would say I was greedy. I would just put it like that, just being honest. I was greedy, and I really give my wife the old props. She was there. She did all she could, even though she would tell me and I would tell her, "Listen, woman," and she would tell me, talking to and she was there. She did all she could. And as time proceed, I adjusted to the culture. I adjusted to the system. So Going back to the main point, I think communication is just it's a good factor in every relationship. If she had communicated with me in our first stage, you understand, that would have helped. I didn't know. I was a young man, fresh out of the boat to America.
Yeah.
And she was there. She was willing to do it. It's just that she got tired of doing it. She was willing to do it. She just got tired of doing it. And I was very comfortable with her doing it.
It was hard once you add the kids. I mean, you have extra responsibility. I think that we came from two different cultures, which was a challenge. And coming from two different cultures, we had to understand that with God, it's one culture.
Right.
It was hard because you had your way of life and I had my way of life and culture, and blending the two was a challenge at first, but it became.
We can't hear you right now. Are you all there? Uh-oh, we lost them.
Oh, man.
I know that was so good, right, honey?
It was very good.
Oh, that was so good. Okay, let's just see if we can get them back. I hope that you all listeners are enjoying this. I feel like, man, coming from two different cultures, we kind of did come from two different cultures, but theirs is more extreme.
Exactly.
Let's see. Are you all back? Ashley, Demi? Hey, can you guys hear us?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, I wanted to ask you, how did you all finally make that sort of merge? How did you become one from two different cultures?
So I'll just give you an example. It's a lot of things from my husband's culture that are very, very good. When it comes to rearing the children. First of all, I love African food. I remember when I was pregnant with my first child, I was craving African food, but I did not know what I was craving, and I couldn't eat any American foods. So my husband said, you know what? Let me take you to this restaurant. He took me to the African restaurant. And I think, baby, you ordered jollof rice.
The food makes us balance. That's where she's headed. The food makes us balance. But I think the thing is, what actually helped us in our relationship, what makes us strong, I would say, first of all, it's God. We both love God. Mm-hmm. We love God. We love God. We love God. Mm-hmm. And we understand that, in no relationship, it takes more than just my wife and I. It takes God to be in the relationship. I think God has a huge factor in our relationship, because every time we have an argument, one thing is this: anytime we had an argument, we never go to bed angry with each other. We talk right there, and we sort it out right there. So we don't go back and forth. We don't sleep to the next day, with the same issue. The next day, we might start another one, but when we started this day, we end it this day. Then we go to bed happy. You understand? Yeah. I think that actually helped us to be the way we are right now, because I cannot remember the last time our couples will have argument, absolutely, but we hand it right there. We talk and we just let it go. But I would say, in my own part, I let my wife, I understand my wife. Let me just say it like that. And I let my wife be my wife, not my mom, because I was letting my wife do most of the thing my mom would do, and I was letting her carry so much load on her shoulder, which is, I would say, which was very selfish on my part, but you cannot blame me. I'm African, and that's how I was raised. So I, it was just me adjusting. I did a lot of adjustment. I adjusted to it. She's my queen, and I treat her like my queen, not not just my wife. I treat her like my queen, and she's not my mom. She's my wife. She's my girl. She used to be my mom. But now she's my girl. I think me just seeing her as my wife and not like my mom, or I think it makes a lot of difference in our relationship. Yeah, I would say that it makes huge difference. And our communication is just on point. We communicate more with each other, and I'm a kind of person that I'm very vocal when it comes to things that I don't like. I know how to, even though I may not say it the way I wanted to, because she cussed me out a lot. When the time I be disrespectful, she do it in the Holy Spirit. One of God can testify to it. So she but I try as much as possible to not to make her feel like I'm trying to take over her or overshadow her. I say it in a way that she would understand my point, because I always have a point. You understand? So I make sure I say it in a way that she would understand. Then we talk about it. And if she's angry, she go upstairs. I stay downstairs. And when she's okay, I felt like she's okay, I go upstairs and I apologize. And another thing is, no matter who is the offender, I think it's a man's right to always apologize first. So that's one thing that I do. Even though I know what I'm saying might be right or might be wrong, I make sure that she's my babe, she's my girl, she's my everything, and I have to make sure that she's happy. Because when she's not happy, when she's sad, everybody in the house is sad. So I try as much as possible to do that. So we, go talk to her or take her out, because she take her out. She likes to go out. We just take a drive. She doesn't eat much, so I don't take her to a restaurant like that. So just take her on a drive. We can just drive around the neighborhood, and by the time we go to the first in the first street, second street, the third street, she'll be fine, and we will be talking about something else. So we won't even bother about what actually came up between us. I think it's beautiful when couples communicate, and when you find the I'll say the niche, when you find your other partner, when you find their niche, like, okay, this is it, I got you, okay, I think that works a lot.
I think another thing that couples should also be able to be in sync with is not only communication, but financial and spiritual. Too. Yeah. So if they could have those three along with intimacy, and that would definitely enhance the couple.
She said intimacy. That's like my middle name.
Babe, any more questions for them?
So what advice would you have for people who are looking to get married?
Definitely be evenly yoked. I'm gonna say spiritually, have the same spiritual values. Yeah, that's number one.
Exactly.
Number two, definitely communication. Without communication, there is
no relationship.
God has to be in the center of your marriage. If God is not there, there's no way it's going to work.
What type of questions and conversations should people who are dating have to find out is he the one? Is she the one?
Definitely when it comes the type of questions, I would say financial. Okay. What are your financial goals? Or
baby, you cannot ask. Baby, you cannot just. You think if you had asked me about my financial status when you and I were talking, you think I would marry you? No, I'm not.
No, I'm not talking about how much you have. I mean, financial is.
Let me tell you something.
Very important. Okay. Like, okay, how do you save? How do you invest?
Okay.
How do you
now I see.
Retirement, you know, those type of things. Not, how much is in your bank account? No.
Now I understand what you're saying.
I mean, you gotta be on the same page financially,
right?
Because
so you're saying they have to be financially stable,
or they don't necessarily have to be at that point, because sometimes when couples start off, they don't really have, especially if you take a young couple like in their early 20s or late 20s, they may not have as much as a seasoned couple. Right. They may not have a house, a car. I'm talking about if you're faithful over a few things, God will make you ruler over many. Right. You have to take care of what God has given you, and it'll grow from there.
So I understand what you're saying. So what you're saying is the person's potential, what their mindset is.
Yeah, their mindset financially. Yeah. And because remember, it's not going to be just your finances, it's going to be y'all's finances, right. And it's got to come together and have that that cohesiveness. To plan out things. Are we going to buy a house? When do you want to buy a house? Would you like to buy a house in the next 5 years? What are our financial goals towards saving for this house? Are we going to pay for a huge extravagant wedding? You look at your budget and say, hey, can we afford this wedding? Can it be like 30 people, 50 people, 100 people, 200 people? But then we want to get a house, just newly couples that are starting out.
Yeah, that's great advice.
That's beautiful. Yeah. So, well, my own way is different.
Who's going to be the financier in the relationship?
Okay. Yeah. So the way I see, well, that's a good one, Lonnie. But I think is, for couples, starting on, or for two individuals trying to know about each other, I think the best question to ask, you understand, is the relationship with God. That's the number one thing. You understand? You want to know what kind of person are they? So if let's say for instance, my daughter brought him at home, and then I asked him, I said, hey, so tell me, how is your relationship with God? Because that's my number one question. And they turned around and I said, oh, you know what? I don't really believe in God, So I think that's the number one thing. Yeah. Relationship. You want to know about their relationship with God. You knowing about their relationship with God would give you an insight about the person you're talking to. You understand? The kind of lifestyle they live, just lifestyle in general. That would just people's lifestyle in general would say a lot about them. Absolutely. People's lifestyle would say a lot about them. First of all, is Christ, their lifestyles. So how does it live? Does it live, above his means, below his means? How does it live? What kind of person is he? You want to find out. And those are the kind of things you can find out, not with even you asking them, but just having a casual communication, you can know, definitely, this is going to go with me, but I think people nowadays, I'll say, they tend to look at the physical appearance, but the physical appearance deceive a lot. There's a lot of lies in the physical appearance. Like right now, I'm wearing a shirt. You can't see. There's a physical appearance that it just tells different things about people. People only look at you from right here; they don't see you from right there. And I'm not saying it about the clothes you wear; it's just about the way people portray themselves out there. So I would say, be very careful, be prayerful. You want to make sure that whomever you're dating, ask them about Christ. God? You talk about God. I think God is the foundation to everything. I believe God is the foundation to everything. But when my wife and I were talking, we talked about God a lot, and we talked about finances just this little. You understand? Financing was just little because I was going to school. She was already working. You understand? So
I was still in school too.
Oh yeah, you were. Yes, yeah, you were still in school too. Yeah. So it was different, but in another way, we really love each other, but we were not blindly love. We were not blindly in love. We knew what we were doing. You understand? And most people, they fall in love blindly. And that's not how it is. We didn't get married, in 2 months because we were blindly in love. No, we got married in 2 months because we were smartly in love. I love her. She loved me. She see what I can offer her, and I see what I can get from her. That's why we were like, you know what, girl, let's do this. There was something there. We didn't do it because we were desperate or we were eager for sex. No, we didn't do it because we want to have sex. No.
Yeah.
We were not eager for sex. You understand? She has been celibate, I think, for like 2 years before I met her. You understand? But me, I'm not gonna say I was celibate. But I just had to make a little bit joke. So I love you, baby. I'm sorry, say that again.
I know. I was just saying, Ashley's face is like so straight right now.
Oh, she knows.
No, okay. So this was so good. I just feel like this is just such a great episode. I feel like our listeners now know you. Like they know you just like we know you. Now this is beautiful. Any last words before we go?
Just to, when it comes to marriage, just every day is not going to always be perfect. And I see so many couples portray marriage as everything is blissful and perfect. There is no perfect marriage. If you show me 100 couples, I'll show you 100 different marriages. But what's going to keep you together, if you truly love that person, the relationship will hold. A lot of people get married for the wrong reasons. Don't get married for the wrong reasons.
Right.
Make sure you truly, truly love that person, because the good days are going to outweigh the bad days, but you have to endure. You have to endure. Love is patient. Every day, they're not going to be beautiful every time you wake up in the morning.
Right.
So what do you have to say, Henry?
Well, I don't really have much to say. I think you said it all, but I'm just gonna add a cherry to it. Just adding to what you said, I think not all marriage are perfect, but I think the most joyous thing about being married or being with someone or being in a relationship, you understand, with someone is you learning the other person. I would say my wife, she did not only love me for who I am, she learned me. She know the kind of person I am. You understand? And that sometimes that we had, different argument, different type of argument, and it's always my fault. I'm gonna be honest. My wife, she's an angel, and I'm not saying this for no reason. Not for the reason that we're on air. I always see it like it is our fault, but I think as we grow up, we've been married for almost 10 years now. Then I now realize I'm like, you know what, this is actually my fault. Sometimes I'll think of like, you know what, this girl was right when she said this. She was right when she said that. She was right when she said that. It's just the way she said it. You understand? Yeah. It's just the way she said it. So I would say learn the other person. You understand? She learned me, and that's how we were able to be in love the way we are right now, because she learned me. She learned the kind of person I am. She learned how to approach me because of my culture. So my culture, the way you compose your words, it matters. You understand? The way you approach or you use your words, they matters. You understand? Your expressions with putting some words together, it matters because we have meanings to so many things. And those are the kind of things you learn. And I'm not going to say it's about my culture. It is about every man out there. You understand? Or any person out there, being a man, being a woman, it's about you learning about that person. There is something that person likes. There's something that person does not like. So you want to find out, okay, how does this person like this? How does this person like me to do this or to say this? I think learning each other or learning, yourself in a relationship, it matters and it helps in a relationship a lot. Not just in marriage, but in relationship a lot.
Yeah.
Amen.
That is such good advice. And
also just take care of each other.
Yeah.
Support each other.
Mm-hmm.
If your spouse was to lose their position at work or job, will you take care of them?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, she did. She take care of me. My wife did take care of me. Thank you, baby.
Something like that. And a lot of marriages now, like, oh, you lost your job, I'm out.
I'm out. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not what marriage is. It's a good.
Yeah, it's about ups and downs.
Ups and downs.
Yeah.
For better or worse.
Yeah, indeed. Yes.
Yes.
And
for better or worse. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Thank you all so much for joining us.
Hey guys, thank you for bringing us on. We've been waiting on you guys forever.
Whatever.
Wow.
Dami, you work so much. We could not get you.
The hardest working man I know.
I know, right? Guys, thank you so much for bringing us on. We really enjoyed ourselves, and I hope and I pray that the listeners, they would benefit from what we have shared, and God will touch their hearts, God will heal their hearts, and God will guide them through their ways. You understand? Yes. We all need guidance. We need God's guidance. We need God's love. We need His guidance. So I pray God guides them through their relationship, through their ways in life. I pray that their ways be smooth and be great. In Jesus' name.
On that note, honey, I think we're good on this episode.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, you all, thank you so much for watching and listening. If you have not subscribed to Settling Marriage Podcast on iTunes or Spotify or Apple, or where else are we? Amazon and Audible and all these places, go ahead and subscribe on your favorite app.
YouTube as well.
Yeah, we're also on YouTube, so you can listen and watch this episode and some past episodes as well on YouTube. All right, I think we're good, babe.
We're good, yes.
Love you guys, and we will see you next time. And guess what? I forgot. This is our last episode of the season.
It is.
It's our last episode of the season. You all, season 3, we're going to be back in January, and we have some exciting changes for season 3. So make sure that you go back and listen to season 1 and 2, and then get ready, because season 3 is going to be so awesome and amazing.
I can't wait.
Me neither. It's going to be so dope. We're going to have some awesome special guests and all types of stuff. So we'll see you all then, and we love you. Mwah. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.